Welcome, welcome to our live stream here at Creative Hustle. I'm having a rough time paying attention because I know how funny this is going to be. And there are strange animals staring at me. So anyway, I just wanted to welcome you guys. I hope you're here. If you're not, just make sure to hop on and include and click on the link for StreamYard and give StreamYard permission to show us your name. So if you make a comment, we know who you are. Otherwise, you'll have to identify yourself every time you make a comment. So without further ado, I would love to welcome Mandy and Alejo for our interview today here at Creative Hustle, which is our coach group for small business owners in the body art industry. So here we are live from... Hello. Yeah, I had a really, really hard time talking while this thing is... So, hey guys, how are you?
Good, and you?
Good. Tell me where you are.
It's a little house of horrors.
I feel like hell.
It's hell because there's no AC here, so it's hot.
Oh no, it is hot. It's like the hottest days ever right now, isn't it?
It's raining right now, so it's nice.
Oh, lucky you. So Mandy, Gibson, and Alejo, how do I say your last name so I don't kill it?
Casalotti.
Say it again?
Casalotti.
Casalotti. Oh, it's kind of sexy.
Italian.
So Mandy said we spelled it wrong, but it's really Alejo.
Well, yes, it's A-L-E, capital H, capital O.
I am not sure how we spelled it in the
right way.
The right. I did not type it. That's all I have to say. Okay. Thanks for jumping in with me. I'm so excited. I decided to do these once a month interviews and kind of shine light in different directions in our industry because there's so many ways to, when you say body art, I just feel like it's such a giant umbrella and there's so much opportunity. And sometimes people just don't know. And especially with pandemic and crazy, we've been such homebodies for so long. So in any way we can connect, is just awesome. So I appreciate you guys jumping in and taking the time with those really amazing eyeballs. Can you come up close to the camera so we can really see? What is this? It's so creepy. Oh my God. No, these guys put a new meaning to the word creepy for sure.
We try.
So no, I would say you're pretty successful. I have a lot of questions. And I don't know that I'll go for all in the same order, but I'm curious.
Yes.
Huh?
Yes. That would be yes to that question. He's a pretty man.
Yes. So I want to know, how did you two meet? Like, how long have you been buddies?
She tried to come for my job.
I did not, sir. I did not. Lies.
No.
Lies.
So one night, it was like, what was it like towards the close to Halloween, she came through the haunted house with her daughter.
I was the last person.
And then I was that person. Yeah, and then my owner was doing customer service at the end, so she was like trying to get reviews out of people and talk to her.
Just kept talking. Yeah. And talking.
And then somehow she got hired to do makeup, and then
Alejo, then she was like, well, let me bring out our art director. And she brought out this fabulous creature, and he kind of like stalked us for the rest of our time there. Mm-hmm. And then I was and then
somehow, since we're literally a week apart on our birthdays, somehow we got really close, and then we randomly went to a Pink concert.
Yes.
Yeah. What? I want to go to a Pink. It's on my bucket list.
It was a great concert. It was very fun. And Pink sang "Happy Birthday" for her.
She did. He arranged it. It was amazing. We have the video somewhere.
Oh my God! You're gonna have to make that like public.
Yeah.
That is unbelievable.
She just saying it to everybody whose birthday it was that night.
But it was like me.
It was me.
I did that.
So, and how long ago that was?
4 or 5 years. What is it?
No, it's longer now.
No, I think it's like 4 or 5
6 years.
No, I think it's 2018.
No,
2017. 2017.
COVID just like erased 2 years in our life. So like whatever you think plus 2.
It's like 6. Do you not know how to do math?
That's
3. It's been 5 years.
6 years.
You do math.
Whatever. It's our 5-year anniversary.
Whatever.
Well, and since then, you guys have been pretty much partners for a lot of things, right? Do you work apart at all, or is it always like And Mandy and Alejo and Mandy.
Lately, I've been doing stuff by myself only because she's very COVID conscious.
I don't want to fly.
And scared of flying and traveling.
I have mental disorders.
I'm glad I live close to you. No, not for this interview. But for the most part, you guys get hired together, right? Mm-hmm. That is pretty awesome.
Together and
yeah. I stay to like the haunted house side of stuff, but she does, since she has more of the connections with the face paint stuff. So I come onto her side more than she comes to my side, I guess.
Because I won't fly.
Yeah.
Because you won't fly. Got it. And just for the record, you guys operate out of what area in the country?
Maryland.
Maryland.
The DMV area.
The DMV area, is that how we call it? The DMV? Seattle?
Yeah. That's call it that.
Well, that's what they call it.
He's more DC. I'm more Baltimore.
Yeah. I'm more Northern Virginia.
Yeah. So DMV, Maryland area.
So I guess the question would be for how did you guys fall into this industry? I feel like you probably each have your own story, but we don't really. This is not an industry we graduate into. Like we don't go to college and then go get a job. We stumble upon this world, and so I want to know, how did you crash into this business?
I'll let you go first because yours is probably way shorter than mine.
Yeah, mine's pretty easy. So my aunt and then her friend worked at a haunted house in 2010, and they brought me along, and I loved everything that she did. And then she herself taught herself how to do makeup, and then I was just watching her do makeup, and then I fell in love with it. And then slowly I did a bunch of haunted house stuff, and that's how I do that kind of shit. So
yes. So for face painting, I was trying to be cheap one year. And because we were going to Disney in like 2 weeks, and I was like, all right, I gotta give the kid a party. So I was like, I'll just, face paint. And I went out and I bought me some Snazaroo. It's another story.
We all start.
Yeah, we all started with Snazaroo. It's the scar wax of the face painting world. Yeah, so, and I did it. I'm like, you know what? I can make some money doing this stuff. So really, my children got me into the face painting side. And then I found body painting through my good friend Rhonda and Jess. They got me into body painting. Well, and then the FX and the haunt stuff. Y'all can thank my mother, because at like 3, like she would let me watch like all the good horror movies. So I've always been obsessed with stuff that 3-year-olds shouldn't be allowed to.
Yeah, and she dragged me along into the face paint side of stuff.
Yeah,
right. Alejo, the face paint world's kind of recent, right?
It's very recent. It only started because of her. So,
do you like it? Which side do you like more? Is there
we like the spooky side.
Definitely like the haunted house side of stuff. But I've taken so much information from the face painting stuff and adapted it into what I do. So it's very cool. They both need.
We paid God to do a storm sound for your interview, so don't mind that.
That is nice. It's authentic, right? That's the reveal, right? Yeah.
So yeah, it's fun. I'm falling in love with body painting lately. That's been the thing I've been doing a lot of. Just
more canvas, just more space. That is so cool. So I genuinely don't. I always feel like when I meet you, I learn something new, but I don't know enough about the haunt industry, which may be helpful because the questions I'm going to ask are very basic. So obviously, you guys, I know you guys basically paint the cast that then is hired to spook the haunt goers. How many people get painted a night?
That depends how many actors we get that night.
Yeah, and like the goal, so we run the haunted house with 38 actors. So we minimum have 38 actors. Usually we'll say maybe like 30, anywhere from 25 to 30 people get done up in makeup. The rest is masks. But then we have also the event staff. So that's another like 10 to 12 people that
we have like 2 people that wear masks.
Yeah, no, we
have makeup.
We are very known in Maryland of having the best makeup in the area. So we love makeup. So whenever the actor's like, I prefer makeup over mask, we'll do it. So
there's like 2 that wear masks.
Yeah, and then like on the
business, more comfortable, right? It's easier wear for the night.
Yeah, and then closer to Halloween, we see about 50 to 60 actors. So we go from 30 to 50. So we do it in 3 hours.
Holy guacamole.
I know.
That is massive. So what, do you line everybody up and like, all right, here's the airbrush. I'm going to base coat all of you.
It happens a couple times. We call it the conveyor belt. They all know when I say conveyor belt, 6 actors will line up in front of me and I'll do white, 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 black, 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 blood, and then throw them out the room. So,
holy cow. That's intense. So 3 hours, I would think your adrenaline is like through the roof, right?
And then I'm psycho. Every last season, I did a body paint every single night on top of
And
the
I did the
actors.
rest of the staff.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
That is amazing. And so you work for one specific haunted house in your area.
Yeah.
How many haunted houses are there? I think you showed me a map at some point and I was like,
yeah, there's hundreds of haunted houses. Actually, I reached out to a couple of the local haunted houses near you to see if they wanted to come to this event. So hopefully a couple of them joined up.
We do have 2 haunters coming.
Yeah, there's two haunted.
They're going to learn the face paint side.
Yeah. So
that's too cool. We should totally have a haunted class too. Like you guys should come down and teach these guys that kind of stuff.
I mean, I feel like that might happen like in the real near future. Like
I'm crazy like that. I'm rolling in with it. Whatever you want, I'm rolling with it. I'm excited. Wow. Yes.
That's nice.
We're just except for those of you who don't know, we're 2 weeks out from Body Art Fest. So a big party at the Art Factory, 3 days of face and body painting, day drinking, music, other classes too. the main goal is always to reunite with our own crazy tribe and, feel good, like lift your spirit, be creative, and have a lot of fun and coffee and muffins too. So that's
you have good coffee there at your
well, that's what we do. We better have good coffee. So right now, like we're nearing the haunt season. What does it mean? Are you hiring the actors and going through the process of the creative stuff since you're so involved in this? Or do you guys show up as the makeup artist at the end saying, hey, who is here to get makeup, and kind of how involved are you in the process?
So we all kind of got promoted this year because of unforeseen situations, but but no, we're going to have training. There's training before we open.
We have auditions this weekend actually. So no, so I'm the artistic director here. So besides the makeup and all that fun stuff, I'm the one that like paints all the sets and creates everything and hires everyone and does all that fun stuff. And then Mandy does all of our marketing, makeup, and all the other
social media
fun stuff in between.
Wow.
It's a whole industry business.
Yeah, I know it is, but I just didn't realize that you could have all these responsibilities, because what you just described is not just a crazy month of makeup. You described a whole operation, a real part-time job that could last months, because I think marketing had to have started at the beginning of the summer for this, right?
Yeah, no,
we're all year round.
Yeah, I mean, she does the social medias and fun stuff, but like we have escape rooms that are open year round. So we're doing videos and content and stuff like that for that. And then this year we're doing a Christmas event, so we're gonna have a Christmas house. Yes. So it's a full-time job.
It's cool because we're not like most haunts people think are outside. We're in an old abandoned movie theater.
Mm-hmm. Oh, how fun!
Really in here, trust that.
I believe you. That is amazing. So that's real. So if someone wanted to if a face painter wanted to dabble into this industry, what would you say is the path? Is there kind of like
my first thing I would say is do not expect face painting pay. Because a lot of people, they expect that face painting pay, but what
the hourly rate, is that what you're saying?
Hourly or nightly pay. Yep. I try to be like, it's going to be a scary number. Like, so I paid the artist here $75, which in that industry, in the face paint industry, that's like nothing.
That's like undercutting.
But for the haunt industry, that is actually like the top dollar. Like no other haunted house pays that much.
So $75 a night.
A night
for the 3 hours.
For the 3 hours that they're in the building.
And the artist comes with all the supply and everything as well.
We provide everything else. The only thing they bring is their paintbrushes and their airbrush gun, because we do airbrush majority.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, consistently for a whole month, making $75 a night.
And by the time you're supposed to be here, it's like you're done with all your face painting gigs.
Yeah.
And you know, a lot of people in this industry, we're in it for the passion. We're not in it for the money.
Honestly, yeah, this industry is
unless you get promoted like we did, and now we're gonna make more money. So there's.
It sounds like you're almost partners in this point. So I hope you're making some.
I'm well, we're definitely partners, but I'm hoping that in the next year or two, I am actually going to hopefully own this haunted house I worked for. So that's the goal.
That's amazing. Amazing.
When we can do a Art Factory Fest here, we have enough space for that too.
Hey, if you need to volunteer for a night, I'm okay to come and be your tool holder just to watch the show. Huh?
We will transform you up.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I would love it. It's so funny because I was that kid that I loved watching scary movies as a kid. Like I remember going to watch Misery when it came out, and I'm like,
so you had the same dysfunctional parents.
So amazing. But then I had kids, and I'm like, screw this. I don't need to be scared. Like I don't need any ideas in my head. And like I became a chicken, and I still do crazy stuff like diving and roller coasters and things like that. But like scary stuff, I'm like, for what? Why do I need the stress in my life? But I think that if I go behind the scene, it will be thrilling, and it will change.
I don't know, because we have an employee that can't even walk through the haunt yet.
Lauren,
yeah, I may be one of those. I could help with the makeup and then be like, don't jump on me. And then Busch Gardens is down the street here, so every once in a while I walk in, and I know they're not going to touch me, but it's still kind of like, okay, I gotta look really cool because my kids would think I'm a chicken, and so totally. Now they're teenagers, so they know, you see right through it. But
I got my children involved in this industry at an early age, so they don't scare you.
No, but it's really cool for like face painters. Like if they come into the side of stuff, they learn how to airbrush because most haunted houses are airbrush. And they learn speed. Like I have my friend's haunted house that's like an hour away from us. They have to get 250 people done with 13 artists in 2 hours.
Oh my God. I would imagine sponges are flying everywhere, and you're like,
literally airbrush. And they have 5 to 7 minutes. Here, I spoil my artists, and they get.
Do you? Lies.
15 to 20 minutes.
I was joining the whole staff last season. But he was over there skin warsing it.
Yes, I was.
Yeah. Lies.
That is amazing. So the haunted house, the haunt itself buys all the supply. They supply all the stuff like prosthetics, contacts, crazy stuff for everything, right? Like, is that what you're saying?
Everything, the whole 9 yards.
It's fantastic.
It's a fun industry to get into, and like you said, you to learn airbrush.
Very creative.
Go work at your local haunted house because it's going to teach you how to get real quick with an airbrush and how to troubleshoot. Because this isn't like body painters where they have like 20 airbrush guns. You get one airbrush gun.
One black. Go for it. Yes. Yeah. That is funny. So what, if you had to name one thing you hate about this industry, what would it be?
Go ahead.
You do not have to have a matching answer. You could have.
The haunt industry, probably that my biggest thing is everyone always says the best haunted house in the area or something like that. When I feel like everyone tries to compete with each other, but everyone has such a different idea of what a haunted house is that there isn't competition. I feel like everyone should have the ability to go through all of them.
Right, and goers really are normally addicts, right? They'll go for more than one a season, right? So you're not really competing for audience. Is it more of competition for skills and show, like the performance itself and the tricks, that kind of stuff? You always want to top your. It's always a competition. What are you talking about?
It's a competition, obviously it is, but like. It's at least in Maryland, there's only like 10 haunted houses. So like all of us talk to each other and see what everyone is doing. So we don't copy each other. So in the end, it's not competition. Right.
Yeah, that's all. I love this. So it's a supportive industry, which is it's encouraging. Is it welcoming? Like, do you feel like if someone comes and say, I want to try, would you like say, yes, bring on your stuff? Or is it more like show me a unicorn before you jump in?
Like tonight, we were gonna do TikToks later for the haunted house, and like 10 of the actors show up just because they want to be here and hanging out and just being in the room just with us, just hanging out.
That's so sweet. I love it. So Mandy, what's your answer? What do you hate the most?
For the haunt industry, you already know what I'm gonna say. I can't stand the actors' BO issues.
Oh.
Some of them don't like to put deodorant on, and you're in this building sweating, acting a fool.
The majority of the staff is young, so they're just learning. They're just getting out of puberty, and they still haven't figured that out.
So I don't like BO issues.
I have 2 teenagers in the house. Deodorant here is in every corner. I totally get it.
I'm not allowed to. I'm not allowed to disinfect the actors.
Yeah, no, I literally buy spray deodorant and have it in a little caddy in front of the room so they can just. I literally will walk around. I smell something. Go spray yourself.
Go spray yourself.
No.
Sometimes face masks have to happen.
Yeah. Well,
A little
and
bit weird.
the face and body painting world, the one thing I hate the most. Oh, that's a tough one. I just like children. I just like them. Everybody's like, I'm in it for the children. No, I'm in it for the money. I don't care about the kids.
Hey, it's a pretty good gig if you're good at it.
But yes, they annoy me. And if I really had to say another thing I hate the one thing this industry is horrible about. It's very like not competitive, but you know what I mean? Like people, I don't know how to put it. I don't like kids. Let's leave it at that.
I do know what you mean. I think our interest in like there's parts of our industry that are not sharing like we could.
That's a good one.
Right.
As artists, we sometimes because of I don't know if it's lack of self-worth or confidence, instead of lifting each other, we put each other down in order to make yourself feel good. And I get it. I think part of the challenge is we're artist business owners, which is a complicated scenario because our art is what we gift all these kids and then they walk away. I call it the art of letting go. But it's also the, like if someone says, oh, that unicorn sucked, most artists would say, oh, Tal sucks. Where for me, the art is not just whatever you paint, it's the whole moment, right?
Yeah.
It's what you present.
And that's why I had to get off a lot of those groups, because I'm like, are we really bashing somebody that just got in the industry? Like, I don't care what they're charging people.
I know. So
we all started somewhere. I know when I got into it, I didn't know how much to charge. I didn't know how to paint as well as I do now.
Right. You got to encourage
trends and streaming services. So, but yes, I have children.
It's across the board. That my thing is always lift as you climb. The
right.
better we get together, the better we get. Like there are other ways to do it for sure. Absolutely. And I also found myself distancing from those kind of groups, and I just focus on happy, and that seems to work just fine. So,
yes. Or you just tell them you hate the children.
No, I can't help you with not liking kids. So, but that's funny you said that, because my next question was, what do you love about your industry? And you said money, but I
you love me so much.
Like wondering if there's anything else.
Go ahead, because you have one industry. I'll go second.
I'm very spoiled, so my answer is gonna be connections. Like, my mom works for Delta, so I'm able to fly for free. So I fly to so many haunted houses using my makeup to learn haunted house stuff. But in the same process, I'm making really great friends throughout all over the country, which is really fun. Like, what was it, 2 weeks ago? I was in Detroit, Michigan, teaching a makeup class, and I made some amazing people that I was so surprised. Like, they allowed people from other haunted houses in the area to come visit me. And now this past 2 weeks, I've been watching people replicating the makeups I taught them.
That's always fun.
And it's very fun getting these connections and having people like, oh my goodness, you taught me something I never thought I knew, or it was so simple. I love replicating it. So it's the connections is pretty fun.
I think you should call it a community.
You
have a tribe at this point that follows you and admire what you do, and you should call it what it is. And the fact that you're feeding into it and they're growing together is pretty incredible, and you should be super proud of it.
During the pandemic, me and Mandy started this mashup crew, and we started with 10 artists, and then what was it, 3-4 months in, we had about 300 people painting with us each week.
That is
so much fun.
It was so much fun, and I wish we could go back.
I still get messages. Like, it meant so much to me because that was right when the pandemic hit.
Yeah, we had people that had family members that passed away during the actual pandemic, and they still wanted to paint that 1 week that we were doing that challenge, and because it did something for them. So
it gave them purpose and a reason to wake up in the morning. It was more than just a paint. I mean, we all know as art, art is our yoga. It's our way to relax and all that stuff. But purpose, that's everything. So that's pretty incredible.
Yeah.
Oh, that's an amazing story. You should probably make it a seasonal thing, like off season. The Mandy and Alejo mashup, not just during crisis, but during good times too.
Yeah. We might bring it back. It got a lot to run.
It was a lot to run because we had to be on top of all these 12 groups of 12 people. It was like insane.
Wow. No, you should funnel it into one place. They should all come meet you somewhere. Be like, hey, I'm going to be here. Jump in. That's the strategy.
So the thing I love about the haunt industry is besides Alejo, I love besides it being spooky because I like spooky. I love that family feel you get with the haunt industry. And with face painting and that, I would say I love the parents who pay for their kids to get their face painted. No, same thing with the face painting. I have a face painting family, you know?
Yes.
It's the like you said, the community, the tribe.
That is, yes.
That's what I love the most.
Yeah, I mean, Jess Wagner, remember when she had the artistry and we would go do like
her and Rhonda, yep. We would have jams.
Jams
are the best. I think I met you at a jam, sitting on a scooter while driving a balloon dragon with a sword, singing "Kill the Dragon" at 2:00 in the morning.
Yep. Yes, sounds like us.
Yeah, and I think I remember standing there with my phone, filming a video, going, "I want to hang out with these guys." This was I will never forget. It was one of the funniest moments ever. And every time that video surfaces, I'm like, yes,
that was a good video. But the pirate video is even better.
Pirate. What was the other one?
It was just a fun night.
All induced decisions when we're at conventions.
Yeah.
Conventions.
I remember we taught. Where was the class that we taught that we?
We interrupted Ashley and Eva's class with shots.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I think it was at the Art Factory Body Fest.
Art Fest. Body Art Fest. Yes.
It's on Tao's page.
Yes, there is. There is another video and pretty magical one. I may have to edit it into this just for the shots dance. We're gonna have to reinvent that dance.
We can't see how we interrupt their class this year.
Oh, you let me know if you need any help. I'm all about productions. We got it. This year we got cameras and we'll be able to project on the screen. We're trying to upgrade a little bit.
Make sure you hold our camera up high so we look skinnier.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the 45-degree angle. Yeah. I got you.
I got you. 2 boxes right now just so we can hide the double chins a little bit.
Hold my neck. So what's your biggest money maker? Is there like part of that you like to do that you're like, here's my biggest bang for my buck?
We do this zombie music festival every year that we make a fudge ton amount of money, which is really cool.
Yeah,
it's a zombie music.
EDM
festival that they do. What is it?
And we had to get the first year was 3 days, and we have to get like 75 to 100 zombies, like full on prosthetics, like Walking Dead style.
We start early in the morning into the afternoon.
Yeah, and that's just for the festival production itself.
Yep, and then we go paint all the people.
Wow.
He usually has to head right out afterwards to head to the haunt.
Yeah, because
I usually stay there to touch up. I would say my biggest money maker are like concerts and festivals.
So big events.
Yeah.
Paper face, mainly paper face.
Yeah, so like paper face. Most of the concerts I do, I'm paid by the companies.
Oh, that's fun.
So. Festivals and concerts are my biggest money makers.
Yeah, and mine is definitely conventions throughout the year. So, I mean, the haunted house industry is huge. So they do 2 big conventions that I go to, and they pay me they fly me out, pay for everything that I do for an entire week, and I'm just doing demos and basically having fun on their stage that they're trying to promote their makeup.
I just want to clarify. You're talking about trade shows for the haunt industries where basically gear is being sold, like the one in Missouri. What's the name of it? Transworld, right. Okay, so you are a sponsored artist. You're floating.
I float, yeah.
I love it. We need Alejo stickers and some merch, I think. Isn't it time for merch? Yeah.
I got some merch on right here.
I have actual merch. That is actual drawings.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, you should bring them down.
I haven't been traveling because of COVID. So.
None of us.
You're
really
lucky that
huge
you're
fan.
back in your like your convention is in our backyard, because if not, she would not be coming.
Right. I feel so lucky to just be demographically right. And also just,
She'll be the first convention I've done since the pandemic. Well, since last year, your first
right.
year.
Since last year. Well, we did one during the pandemic and we're still whatever. I don't know what you call it now. It's pretty crazy, but yes. And I hope our track record stay the same and nobody gets sick because nobody did last year. All right. Huh?
I'm gonna have my mask on.
You got to do what you got to do. It's not a problem. Where do you draw your inspiration from? What kind of art do you look at and love on?
Yeah, Alejo. What do you look at?
I mean, we're in the social media age, so I mean,
Right.
Instagram, you find so many artists that just pop up on your feed, and you take maybe a little bit that you find from that one person. So I do that, and then I mean, a couple of fun artists that I love, like one of them is Michael Hussar. He does very like naughty. They're almost like naughty photos, but like they're very artistically done and clowns for some reason. They're very pretty. If you ever find that artist, it's gorgeous.
Just go to his Instagram, you'll see it.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go check it out for sure.
Look.
How about you, Mandy?
Yeah, I mean the same. I mean, we pull inspiration, I think, from everywhere in our daily lives. I definitely get some inspiration from my weird ass head at night when I'm sleeping.
Yeah.
For me, trauma. Some of the traumas I've been through is afterwards I do some of my best stuff.
Right, digging deep for sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
Face painting. I mean, just look at a butterfly. That's all. Butterfly and Spider-Man.
I'm practicing a lot too. Like I'm horrible. I don't really do much brush work anymore. I'm literally almost strictly airbrush at this point.
Why is it horrible?
I feel like I started out with brush, and then now like I've tried to go back, and like when she tries to teach me face painting techniques, my hand doesn't do it as easy as if I try to do that same technique or achieve it closer with airbrush. So
yeah, or like he would have to yell at me sometime because I would get here from being at a festival painting hundreds of kids, and he would have to like yell at me to slow down because I'm still, you're in that zone.
Yes, I do know. I used to paint with Ashley in certain scenarios, and I'd be like, "You're making it look really, really terrible right now." I'm like, I'm doing my best here. Slow down, and she'll be like, "I can't help it. All these drops and." Yeah, but Miles, nobody likes the learning curve, especially artists. I'm like, especially if we're good at one thing, to suddenly try something new, our brain wants us to at least be at par, right? Where we start, and we're like, I feel like with face painting, for me, it was like okay, maybe it's not for me. Wait, maybe I can do it. Okay, I got it. Like that's how it was. And just about any trick. And I do have an airbrush compressor, and I played with it twice. And I said, this is fun. I could really do this. And then I just never do because you always turn into whatever you're comfortable with. So, it's just
I love like with the face, the body, the haunt, all those industries, like you can never stop. You never like, okay, I've made it. You can always learn. You can always grow, and it's fun. I don't know, it's the ADHD brain of mine, but it makes it fun. You're always learning. You're always learning
club. definitely.
Most painters, I think, are.
Yeah. That's why it's perfect because things are constantly changing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think there is a point in your life, though, as an artist, that you can live in comfort with the results you're creating. And then obviously you look back and you're like, I did this when? Last year? And look at what I could do now because you're constantly exploring. For sure.
Oh, yeah.
So do you feel like there's a style for haunt? Like, can someone pick Mandy's art versus Alejo's art based on a certain style like there are in face painting world? Like, is there a language to this stuff?
Yeah, I mean, there's like high contrast, there's realism, there's what else?
Just add like an airbrush style.
Yeah, I mean, there's lots of different styles you can pick from.
That's cool.
I mean, so my style is very inspired by drag. So I have a lot of looks that like make your the sculpts your face higher or more attractive versus most haunted houses want to make you look the ugliest, oldest, creepiest little thing. But I find if you can make something look almost seductive, it brings a person in closer to, and then you scare them. So it's like a twofer.
Plus, I got him addicted to glitters.
Yeah, I love glitter.
I see. Get closer to the camera for a second. I gotta see those sparkles. No, you need to get closer to Mandy.
Wait, can you watch
this? There you go. Now I can see it. That's some beautiful sparkles right there.
It's not doing it. It's not doing the trick.
What?
You see shimmer. Is it glowing?
I can't do it.
Wait. I don't know. This is her bougie, expensive glitter.
I got it from the Art Factory.
There's street glitter and bougie glitter.
What do you want?
So I'm trying to show the people.
Do you want it off?
I don't know. It won't. I don't know if it's the lighting or. It won't do it. I'll take a video and show you later. It almost glows.
Oh, that's
cool. It's really cool.
But like a shimmering. Like a shimmering thing.
It's fun. It's so fun. But yeah, there's so many like me. It depends on my mood. I go back and forth. Sometimes I'll be high contrast. Sometimes I'll do realism. Sometimes
it's nice to learn all of the styles and then just pull it out of your arsenal whenever you need it.
That is amazing. I feel like I need to go to haunt school now. Like I'm totally.
And this is one thing we always teach in our class. Like it's crazy how the FX world and haunt world doesn't go hand in hand with the face and body paint world. It's a little bit more now, but in the past it hasn't, where if you really are passionate about all this stuff, like you should learn every aspect because it just makes you better in all fields and you can mash them all together when you want.
Mm-hmm. Right. It's not be one or the other.
The more money you can make.
Money. Back to money. So can you make a living doing this?
Yes.
Like in your area, are you making a living being a complete body artist, or you have another side hustle?
So I mean, before the pandemic, because I have issues, so I haven't been doing a lot of like my typical gigs and stuff. But I'm going to go back to that. But yeah, before I made a complete career out of body painting and face painting, and then threw the haunt stuff in with it.
No, I definitely have another part-time job, but that I use as my fun money. So, or vice versa. Sometimes that'll pay for my lifestyle, or the makeup side will pay for my lifestyle. So, I right now I can't do it all on just one.
So, how did you survive during the pandemic?
Alcohol.
Did you, or did you? Like, it does not have to be a good. I mean, just say it like it is. You don't have to make it pretty.
Okay, so Valium. I survived.
Valium.
It sucked. It was terrible. It was terrible.
Really, in those first dark months of the starting, I really feel like the mashup crew.
No, it did, and then it sucked because there was for me at some point in the middle of the entire mashup thing, I burned my face.
What?
So I couldn't do makeup for like 3 weeks to almost a month.
And how did one burn his face? I have to ask you this question.
It was horrible. So
he was drunk.
I love cooking, and I was cooking something, and I splashed oil all over my face.
But were you drinking?
I probably was drinking.
He was
I don't
drinking.
remember.
He was drinking.
Holy cow.
It looked really bad.
It was really bad. I swear to you, like if it wasn't for the pandemic, I probably would have scars because I was literally constantly putting vitamin E and all sorts of things on my skin so that I can have scars on my face. I got very lucky.
If you ended up with scars, it would have been okay too. I'm just saying, your industry would have accommodated it. Like it would have not. Here comes Alejo Scarface. Like,
yeah, I don't think Scarface.
It would be like this guy, yeah, and it would have been wow. But thank God you didn't. Holy cow, what a scary story. So did you have like a pivot strategy? Like, did you have to go do hustle, doing other things? Because I know we became the art MacGyvers, and we like started putting together kits, and like we just had to reinvent ourselves so many times during this process. And so I'm just curious if you guys had to do the same.
I mean, unfortunately, so I work for a restaurant, and at the time of the pandemic, the middle of that entire thing, the owner, there was an issue with the general manager, and I somehow became the general manager of the restaurant overnight, and I was kind of forced into the restaurant industry, so that's where I was stuck on. And then
They kept you, and you could get them.
Yeah, they kept me. I'm still the assistant manager right now. So
Nice. Well, I mean, that's huge because restaurants. Whoa.
Well, hello, little puppy dog.
That is a real life story. My dog is like, get me out of here. Hold on.
We have furry friends here too.
Hey,
where did Bob go? Come here, Bob.
She gets mad at me.
Bob wants to join.
She gets mad at me.
We have Bob.
Bob?
Bob. This is Bob.
Bob. He
doesn't bark though. Well, for me, like most of the United States, I got on unemployment.
Well, that was hard for a while.
We took one of the biggest hits.
Right.
It took one of the biggest hits, and unfortunately, mental illness, people with mental illness or any kind of anxiety, they also took a big hit. So,
we were
I did
lucky
a lot of hermit stuff
in Maryland, especially Montgomery County, where we are kind of our county was vaccinated like 90% as very, very fast. So COVID slowed down pretty fast over here. But
yeah,
it still scares her a little bit.
It's
fine. It's fine. I got it.
Scary. It is scary. Everything. Oh, here she comes again. Do you want to be on TV? I'm not sure I'm understanding this.
She's jealous Bob got to be on and not her. But I mean, and then I've picked up a few events here and there now, and it's crazy because like I think we were all worried like nobody was gonna want face paint after, but it did the opposite. And like, I mean, even the haunt stuff, we saw record-breaking numbers last season.
Oh yeah, I mean, we weren't able to open up 2020, but we finally opened up back in 2021, and we normally see about 13,000 people in a season. And this past season, we saw 24,000 people. We nearly doubled in attendance.
Holy cow.
It was insane. I mean, I cried my eyeballs out because I was like, and so my haunted house, so my two owners, one of the owners passed away in December from cancer.
Oh, no.
And he was able to see the biggest year we've ever seen. And it was very emotional.
It is. Oh, he was. So he did see,
it.
Record-breaking.
Yeah. Right
breaking sales. So I'm still trying to figure out if this is what making up for lost time at COVID looks like, or is it new behavior? Like, is it relapse, or is it just how people are going to be now? Like,
I mean, it's the Renaissance. I mean, it's the Roaring 20s. Everyone was partying in the 20s, so it's the same situation now. So I would assume it's going to continue for a while.
Yeah, even with all this new talk about recession and stuff, like this is interesting. This isn't. I'm
always find a way.
I feel like we're on the line, though. I feel like because we're child entertainers and some we deal with entertainment. I feel like parents will always find money to spend on their kids for their birthday, even when you're completely broke. You're making it special, so we may have to change and adapt. So it's not like our industry will go like it did, which I never thought would happen. But I just can't understand. Like, I feel like I'm trying to keep my head above water for days, for weeks, for months now. And it's not like, okay, we're just going to pass this period. At this point, I'm like, is this it? Is this our new normal? I don't like this term, our new normal. But I'm like, is this what it looks like? And if so, how do we slow this train down to like live a little? It's like, it's so hectic. It feels like a lot some days. So.
Oh yeah.
It must be hard, I guess, on your end that you have the fulfillment center and the whole cafe and all that fun stuff. It must be hard trying to keep it all going, right?
It's insane. Like, so if you talk about like an ADHD scenario, the Art Factory is an ADHD business. It cannot be it's literally, it started with a distribution center of body art supply, and then we moved to like, I don't want to go to people's house for parties. I'm going to have the parties here. It's much easier. So we extended our space. We started hosting the parties, and then when you opened the door, the community told us what to do, and then COVID got us in a pickle where we suddenly had to become a restaurant in order to fall under different lobbyists law, and so we could operate with more people in house. So that's how we became a coffee shop. Like it was like. I never dreamt this up. It's not like I had this, here's my business plan, because that would be insane. So it's like one building that operates a lot of arms. There are 40 employees at this point, which is insane. But it makes sense for us because it's who we are. Now, can someone buy this business and do it? I don't know. Like, I don't know what it's going to look like down the road, but it's supporting us. It brings a lot of creative people together, and I get to go to work not hating what I do, which I did for some years in my life. I was a creative director for a political strategic stuff, which was anything politics is disgusting. Like, it's just terrible and so stressful that I needed a daily creative input and a change.
Yeah.
And to just be able to facilitate happy moments in wherever they are is what fuels me all the time. It's really I consider it a big privilege in the community, and it's really like the local community is one arm, and then there's the body art community, which is another. And I just feel very lucky. But it's it's constantly evolving because of all the stuff that's going on, and I feel like it's not even though I facilitate it, it's not always in my control. Like being part of pandemic, and having to overnight become a coffee shop was like, okay, I guess we're doing this because we needed to stay open. We could not have 7 people in this giant facility and pay the bills. It was just not happening. So even though sometimes when you think of a business in general, it always sounds like, oh, you should have a plan and you should have, it should be organized. Well, we had to get organized because of our size. Like we have to have a payroll, and all these things have to be automated. And it's like all big girl stuff. But in general, I never had a write-up plan. It's just what's the next step. I always have my eyes on the next step, and that's it. Like it's not a 5-year or a 10-year plan. It's just what's the next step. That's how growth has been happening for me. But yeah, it sucked. The pandemic was horrific.
We don't see another one anytime soon.
No, I hope never in our lifetime. Let's say this way. I hope that never in our lifetime. I could never imagine that an industry could be shut down, an entire industry. Like the thought of not having business at all still baffles me when I think about it. Like the idea that there was nothing and we lived through it.
Yeah.
Think about like it was so bad. And then having the emotional capacity to lift back up and decide to go back to work and push against parents that are scared with every right to be scared and still assure that we can do something safely is also hard, and people are I still have people that were upset with me even when we thought everything is okay. I had parents yelling at me that I'm killing the kids. I'm like, okay, here's your money back. Like, bye. Not my customer. Not you. Not today. Yeah. It's just, it is what it is. So their perseverance is one of like surviving through this.
Yeah.
Is not a good story, but we made it to the other side. Now we just have to kind of figure out what's important. What are we doing to fix it? And
well, what's crazy for me, so before the pandemic, I don't mean to keep talking about the pandemic, but it's very much a part of our lives now.
Yes, it is.
Before the pandemic, I was always like, I got to do the best of the best face painting designs, these elaborate face paints, and I'm pretty quick, But now, when I set up, it's like, nope, I want that kid out of my seat in like 45 seconds. So like we redid the boards to be simpler stuff. Like it's weird. And like I've met a lot of artists that are doing that same thing. So I don't know if it's like we're just trying to have less FaceTime with people. Yeah, it's weird. I don't know. It's weird.
I think it's coming down to the nitty-gritty of understanding what's important, and that the experience is not less if your unicorn doesn't have outline.
I mean, you could paint a line on a kid's face and they'd be happy.
Right. And it's really that our job is, we're there to bring joy. So like I think this is where we are.
I bring joy to the children I paint, everybody. I'm joking. I just don't, I like the money more.
And I
look at it now. I look at the face painting biz as like a server. The quicker I can flip them, the more money I'm going to get.
But that's true for any, like, look at the grocery store. How many times can they rotate that bag of chips? How many times they can sell that same product over and over? How is this any different? It's called, a product rotation. We just have to think that way. And when you go to a fair, isn't it the same? How many layers? Like I had, gosh, I'm having a frozen moment, but I'm trying to think of the name of the artist that told me she charges by layer. So it's not necessarily how detailed it's in. It's how many layers of paint she puts on. It's Brianna Nilsson told me that I
would just have a big arsenal of one strokes, because that's like what, 4 colors in each. So
yeah. So she says it's not about how complex it is. It's how many layers of paint I have to put on. So if I have to base and then I have to do one stroke and then I have to do outline, it's more than if I just base or just, if it's a rainbow, so it's a different mindset. So I was thinking about it. I'm like, that's pretty genius, because again, it's about rotations. How many times I can flip that seat, how many butts I can put in that chair. And that for speed painting. And also it sounds like it's even more so for the haunts. Like, how fast can I get through all these actors so I can sit on the other side and watch the show, which is pretty incredible.
Yeah, I mean, I started simplifying my kit too, except my airbrush.
Oh no, yeah. I mean, we're both on the same page. How many less things can I have in my kit?
I'm down to 3 paintbrushes. I want to get down to 1.
I have only two paintbrushes.
Wow. But how many airbrush guns do you have in your thing?
How many
orders?
I mean, I have one that is my workhorse, and I have a bunch of airbrush guns, yes, but I only really use the one.
Wow.
Because one got stolen. I'm looking at you.
It wasn't me.
I feel like it's like parenting, at the beginning when you're a mom. Alejo, I don't know if you can relate to this, but imagine when you have a baby and you and you need, like, you're trained to buy one thing from every aisle. You're like, I need one from here and one from here. And then you get to a point and you're like, screw this diaper bag. If I can put like one diaper and one piece in a Ziploc bag, and can it fit in my cute purse? Because I'm done wearing this mom bag. That's kind of what happens even for face painters. Like, at the beginning, you have to have all the things, and part of it is the show. And then you're like, if I can do the same magic with like 12 colors and just a few brushes, and look at all the people that have been painting for a long time. Every traveling artist that came to visit you.
A class called 3-Color Wonder for a while.
I love that.
Different things with only 3 colors.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, for me, like Amanda, who owns Bubble Productions, who's one of my, main people I worked for. I mean, that woman would have me go from one end of Maryland to the other, and I'd be at like 8 different events on a Saturday at minimum. So it's like, I don't have time to
pack for every,
and I don't want a heavy case. I want to so I've just learned to paint out of a bag. I have no more one strokes. I have no rainbow cakes.
Just solid colors. That's where you're at?
Yeah, pretty much.
That's awesome. I don't think there's a wrong way to do this.
There's not. And that's what I think is so fun when you go to like conventions, is seeing how other artists are set up and how they work. And, because everybody can get ideas from each other,
Yes, I do. I do love that.
Spot that I want to paint out of a book bag. He taught me to paint out of a book bag, because Nick only carries a book bag,
Right.
He's one of the best people in the industry.
And he has in his book bag paint and other things.
Other things. Emphasis on the other things.
And other things, not just paint. But Ronnie the same way. Ronnie shows up with a little tiny kit and everything.
I'm so spoiled now that I go to, when I'm at these like conventions and stuff like that, usually someone has whatever I might need. So even if I bring the minimal things, I know I can borrow from someone else.
Nice.
But
that's always the case. To be like, excuse me, can I demo out of your kit? Yeah, let me have that.
I've done it way too many times.
Speaking of that, where's my glitter?
It's over there.
Okay.
So what's your biggest takeaway from this past couple of years?
I want another quarantine just so I can rest.
You shut your dirty mouth.
Yeah, for real. That was uncalled for. Smack him.
I did.
One for me. That was, yeah, I remember thinking, 2 weeks off. We can all have 2 weeks off. I remember
thinking, just the 2 weeks. That was so funny.
Right? When they said 2 weeks off, I was like, you know what? I remember driving home going, 2 weeks may be a blessing. We could all use some downtime.
Mm-hmm.
That was poison in your food.
Of course it wasn't that. I don't. Man, what was it? I mean, honestly, the mashup. I'm gonna keep bringing back this mashup stuff, because I think I excelled in makeup since then. Like, I taught myself so much fun stuff that now I still use to this day. So it's great.
What is my takeaway? Well, I'm gonna smother you with a pillow later for that comment.
Oh, you stopped smoking?
I did. I stopped smoking. Over a year. Anybody that knows me,
she used to smoke 3 packs of cigarettes a day.
Did you see it? It was doing it. Okay.
No, 3 packs.
Incredible.
You believe that?
Okay, it was 3 during the beginning of the pandemic.
Shut up! You smoked 3.
It was like 2.
Okay, she was a chain smoker. Imagine now she can do a full body paint in one go instead of having to take a million breaks.
That's true. It's true. Very true.
I remember so many times, like we did a road trip from Texas back, and I was nearly dying because of the amount of smoke breaks that she had to do.
It's fine. It's fine.
Wow. I used to smoke too, but before I had kids, I used to love a cigarette and love the smoke, like getting outside and everything. It took me 2 years to not want one, but I did. It was a while. Now I have it. It's like the age of my kids. So it's 17 years ago since I quit smoking, but it was for 2 years. The voices were like, have me. It was interesting. So
yeah, and it's weird when the cravings like hit. They're not that bad anymore, but it's weird. It's like after birthday cake. It's like, oh, that's weird because I always want to smoke after birthday.
Oh, yes, it's worth it though. But you made a big effort. That's amazing. Yeah. So,
but my takeaway besides quitting smoking, I think an appreciation for life. I have more appreciation for life. That we a lot of people passed away, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So I have a newfound appreciation for life.
And I'm glad you're still here and
me too.
Spending your time living. Yes. Like appreciate and slow down to enjoy every moment. Like I hear it loud and clear. Like, so there's one question that I always like to ask that you may have answered at the beginning, but are you a no drama llama, or are you a drama llama? And if you're a no drama llama, how do you keep out?
Wait, well, say that in American.
Do you like? Do you want to be in? Do you want to hear about?
Are you a no drama llama? How do you keep out of the drama? We talked about at the beginning. Like there is in our industry is kind of emotional. How do you keep out?
Be kind. Maybe listen to what that person is saying and either learn to set yourself away from it or how to help that person understand why they're going through that. Maybe. I don't know if that's too, I feel like it depends, psychological.
It depends on the drama. It's like some drama I want to be a part of, and then some drama I don't want to be a part of. And then, but nah, I don't like.
You're a swinging llama. No,
I don't like drama, but sometimes I feel like I need to be involved in drama because, like, growing up as a child, I had a very hard upbringing, and I was in the special ed classes because I had, learning disabilities and stuff, and like these kids would pick on the kids that had Down syndrome and stuff. So I became like a bully to the bullies. And I think that very much still stands in my adult life. So like when I see like people getting picked on, like I want to get involved and like tell the other people, fight me.
Nice.
So I think it just depends.
So it's like a garden llama.
I usually am the drama.
Are you the drama?
Yeah, that's why I don't know. The question doesn't make sense.
I am a drama. Yeah,
no. We don't have an answer for that one.
Well, I can't stop thanking you enough for this. You taking the time to join me tonight. I know I learned a ton, and I can't wait to spend time in person with you guys learning together.
Can we bring Bob?
Of course, Bob is very welcome.
Bob can teach classes.
I think Bob should come, definitely.
I will be at the Body Art Factory thing. What are the dates? What are the dates?
Like the 22nd to the
August 20th through the 22nd through the 24th, with post classes on the 25th. Yes. So we're doing Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and some stay until Thursday. And you guys stay as long as you want. So
Bob can just their class.
Yeah, somehow I can
be
get
the
one of my friends to come from Indiana to come to your class.
Yes, well, let me know. I think Bob should be a great interruption.
Oh, you just wait till you see how we're interrupting their class this year.
We start our classes.
I bet you he's watching.
We're teaching what the trauma class. We're going to show them what real trauma
What's funny is I put up a poll, and as a joke, I put butterflies, and people really were voting.
And day drinking. Teach people
day drinking almost won.
Day drinking almost win.
Day drinking almost won.
So I took that comment to heart, and I partnered with a brewery to have our party at the brewery. So on Tuesday night, we're gonna, after we're done with learning, we're gonna jump in the car and we're gonna all go to a brewery and we're gonna party there, so we can continue on drinking and painting and partying with a live music.
Jam there and everything.
Yes.
Oh,
yes,
wow.
they're ready for us to jam, and I was like, better have some power for some airbrush.
You guys have naked people.
Yeah. We should bring extension cables just in case.
You will just have to remind me, because I have them at the thing. I have contacted a few people that may get naked, but I can't guarantee nakedness. But
well, that's no fun.
I'm sorry. But their brewery is totally open to whatever, so we're gonna do our best to have some models there. There are definitely people that would love to get painted. I just don't know how much skin they're gonna show. But you know, we're gonna have a good time regardless. And I can't wait to learn more. Do you want to talk about where you're teaching?
What are we teaching?
So the first class that we're teaching is the Trauma 101. So I wanted to do a class basically for people that do like music videos, or like I always get contacted to do like what's it called, domestic abuse, like music stuff, or like magazines and stuff like that. So people
for commercials and photo shoots,
or for photo shoots, or like movies, people need like a cut or something. So I just wanted to do like a Trauma 101, so you can learn to do some realistic stuff.
and like on the face paint side of it, like I used to offer like, you know, zombie parties, apocalypse parties, and like you can charge more. You can charge more for those type parties, you know. So it's a good thing to know.
Yeah, so we're gonna be playing with some weird like silicone and alcohol palettes, like the solids, and
I'm not sure what the second class is. We didn't come up with the name. So.
I didn't either. So
Ashley, where is Ashley?
Ashley's gonna have to explain to us what this class is all about.
Things that go bump in the night. It's gonna be me just shoving your head.
It must be something glowy. It must be something glowy in the glow room, maybe.
I don't know what it could be. I don't know what we're gonna do.
Something spooky, of course.
Spooky.
Well, if we need to change the name,
spooky and drinking.
I still vote for day drinking, but whatever.
Things will go bump in the night if everybody's
Suddenly we have clarity on the name. Oh, that's what it is. That's what it is. See, we just needed to put it in a full sentence. Mm-hmm. Day drinking, bump in the night. Okay, got it.
How do you use how not to go up with the class at you don't know the name?
Well, thank you so much. I can't wait to see you. I know some of our hustlers from our group are coming to the event because they already signed up, and then we will post this on YouTube a little later this week so more can see us. But I still appreciate you jumping in and taking the time with your fabulous makeup on to explain to us about your industry, all I'm left with is I want to know more. So I can't wait to learn more and see you guys in person. And Mandy, I have at least one hug coming your way, so you're gonna have to like.
Oh man, let me tell you, they gave me this before we leave. Funny story. I don't know what convention it was. I went to some convention. Like, we're gonna give you these stickers. If you don't want anyone to touch you, put red. I put the red on. I was attacked severely. Somebody listen to that damn sticker.
Oh,
Guys,
Well,
you see
next
the
time, put
sticker?
it all over your face so you look like
I
you have
don't
chicken
think
pox.
it would stop them. I could have monkeypox and they'd still attack me.
monkeypox. No stickers for us. No, no, no. And I did give you a hug last time, so you're getting it
I'll
one.
give you
You're getting
one,
one
no
from me. You get it could be a side hug, like this way, but it's definitely happening. So,
I will take
and
them.
day drinking too. I mean, we can drink then and then hug, and then you wouldn't care, right?
So just take a shot and then we'll hug.
Okay, I can do that too. You just need to provide a list of preferred beverages, so I can be prepared, well prepared.
We have to go to that Mexican restaurant that we went to by your
We're gonna do that.
yes.
Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. If you have any questions, you can find us somewhere on the internet.
Yes, yes, or come and ask in person, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Come and ask in person. Thank you. Have a great night, and I
Love
get to see you in 2 weeks. Love you. Bye.
Things are going to go bump. 2 weeks.
2 weeks. Bye.